This video is about the best stock tip you'll ever get. Before I start this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you don't find this video useful after you stop watching, you can take it away and give me a thumbs down. I did a video recently about the USO oil ETF and how it is filled with futures contracts that decay over time, and I recommended that people shouldn't buy it if they're trying to invest in oil, that they should buy the oil companies. But even with that recommendation, I still get people leaving me comments asking if they should buy the oil OIL ETN or USL ETF, which is still a futures-based ETF. So what I'm saying is people are always looking for tips, and my best stock tip to you is to never ever take a stock tip from anybody, whether it's on TV, in an article, on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. And let me just give you a story on how ridiculous some people want to believe really hard in stock tips. So my sister has an acquaintance. I don't even know who this woman is. Never met her, but somehow they got to talking. I don't know, it was a year or so ago when pot stocks were really big, and I guess my sister mentioned something about me and stocks or something, I don't know, but her mother asked this woman if she should buy some pot stock like Aurora Cannabis or Tilray when they were going crazy. And so this woman asked her daughter asked my sister asked me if the mother should buy this pot stock. Now, how ridiculous is that? That this elderly lady who probably never bought a single stock in her life was ready to spend, I believe, about $10,000 to put into some pot stock that she knew nothing about, and she was going to do it just on the word of her daughter's acquaintance's brother. Okay, so how crazy is that? Why do people do that? For two reasons. One, because people have that get-rich-quick mentality, and so they're always looking for that lottery ticket kind of thing. And two is because it's actually a way for them not to take responsibility for their actions. So let's look at this example. Let's say that this elderly lady in California, I told my sister to tell her friend to tell her mother to go buy this stock, and she did. Now, let's say the stock went up 100% and she sold it. What would she be telling her friends? She'd be telling her friends how smart she is, how clever she is, how much money she made, and this and that. But in the more likely scenario, and if you look at these stocks, you'll see they all deflated not long after that. The more likely scenario is that she would have lost money. And what would have happened then? She would have said to herself, wow, I was kind of greedy buying a stock just based on some hearsay, and I didn't do any research, and I don't really know anything about stocks or pot stocks or anything, and I have no business buying these things. No, she would say to herself, oh, I lost money not because of myself, but because of my daughter's friend's brother's bad advice. So in other words, it's heads I win, tails somebody gave me bad advice. And so that's the beauty of stock tips. And also the other thing is that people don't like to talk about their losses, right? When you hear people winning in the casino, you hear the winning stories, you never hear the losing stories. And so these promoters, stock promoters, know that. So when they put out these so-called research papers or whatever, if you win, they'll tout, if it's a winner, they'll tout it. If it's a loser, they'll just never talk about it again, and neither will anybody else who took their advice and lost money, because it's not a happy thing to talk about losing money. So there's kind of two kinds of stock tips. One is the stock tip that doesn't have any kind of real ulterior motive except for, you know, a person's own excitement or ego or whatever. So that's the kind of tip where, you know, maybe you have a friend who knows a little bit more about the stock market than you do, and so you think they know everything. So if you know 5 about the stock market and they know 6 about the stock market, then all of a sudden they're the expert, and so anything they say you're going to put more weight on than what you think about a stock or the market or whatever. So in that case, somebody may, you know, your friend may do research, may follow a stock, may have read some forums, may have, you know, read a report or something like that about a stock, and he bought it. And of course, you know, it's kind of an ego thing and also a misery loves company kind of thing. And so he tells you about it in the hopes that you buy it and it goes up and makes both of you look good, or you know, something like that. And it's not really nefarious or nothing, but doesn't mean it's a good idea to do. So the other kind of stock tips that aren't so innocent are the kinds where you have Instagram influencers that are getting paid to push a certain scammy stock or cryptocurrency or pot stock or some nonsense like that. They are actually paid promoters of these things, and so their interest is they don't care if the stock goes up or not. They're getting paid just to push out their influence to get other people to buy. And then there's also the people that have like financial websites that write articles about stocks and stuff like that. They are there not because they care so much whether the stock goes up or not. They want as many readers to read because they sell advertising and stuff. So they don't usually have too much of an opinion, but some of the more nefarious ones, you know, they also get paid for their research, their so-called research, and they're supposed to disclose that, but usually it's, you know, in small fine print or something like that. And even the people that come on news shows like CNBC that are hedge fund managers or whatever, when they're talking about stocks that they like, they're doing so for a reason, and the reason is they already own it and they're trying to talk up their stock. Now, it's not a pump and dump. They could be saying they like Microsoft, and just them being on TV is not going to make Microsoft go up $10, but, you know, in the margin it might make it go up a little bit, you know. So think about this. Nobody is out there spending millions of dollars on research and algorithms and all kinds of stuff, PhDs and stuff like that, just to get really good research and then give it out for free because they're benevolent and want to make everybody rich, because it doesn't work that way. So anytime you see somebody pushing some stock, there's a reason why, and it's not the benevolent reason you think, or, you know, that they make it out to be. There's always a reason that somebody does something. So if you see somebody that's not, you know, just a friend of yours telling you about something, there's a reason why they're pushing it. And so they're either getting paid, they're in it already and want it to go up more, they own it in their hedge fund or whatever. So there is no, you know, there's no free lunch out there. Everybody's doing something for a reason. Even this video obviously is, I'm not pushing any stocks, but, you know, I'm hoping to get views and sell advertising on YouTube and all of that stuff. If there wasn't that payoff, would I even be doing these videos? I don't know, probably not that many of them. So the thing is this, that people love a shortcut, and so that's like ingrained in us, and it's called social proof. And so marketers and stock promoters use social proof to their advantage. And so the way it works is this, like I said, if you know this much about computers and somebody knows this much, just a little bit more than you, then you defer to them as an expert, even though there may be millions of people that know 10 times more than them. If you know nothing about stocks, somebody who knows just a little bit more you think of them as an expert, and so anything they say, you know, you're going to believe them. So that's why all these people that push these, you know, programs, get rich quick, you know, no money down real estate, whatever, you never see them wearing, you know, a $5 Old Navy shirt, driving a 10-year-old sensible Honda Accord in a 2-bedroom, you know, small house or something like that. You always see them in a Rolls Royce or in a Lamborghini, or standing next to a, you know, a private jet, or in front of their mansion or something like that, because that gives them the social proof that, hey, this guy already done it, this guy already got rich, so he knows the keys to the vault, so to speak. So I'm gonna listen to him because he's already done it, so he's not going to steer me wrong. And so that's how social proof works. And it's, if you think about it, you use it every day to your benefit mostly. Like if you go to Best Buy and you're looking at Bluetooth speakers and they have 100 of them there, and you don't know much about them, and you talk to a salesperson, what's the first thing the salesperson says is, hey, you don't know about Bluetooth speakers? Here, this is our most popular model, or this is the best reviewed model on Amazon or on Best Buy or something like that. That is social proof, meaning you defer to the crowd. If the crowd can't be wrong, you know, if so many people buy this speaker more than anybody else, they must know something that I don't, and so that's a shortcut to just go ahead and buy it, because that many people can't be wrong. So if some Instagram influencer with 1 million views or 1 million followers or whatever says, hey, you have to buy this pot stock because I did, and here I am in Hawaii, you know, on the beach riding in my Lamborghini with some, you know, hot girl in a bikini, and that's only because of this stock, what are you gonna do? You're gonna say, wow, you know, I only have a few $1,000s, and so I'm looking for that lottery ticket kind of win. So, hey, this stock is as good as any. I might as well buy this because he must know what he's doing. He has a Lamborghini. He's in Hawaii. You know, he knows more than me. He says some fancy words about earnings growth or earnings per share or blah, blah, blah. And so they, you know, they baffle you with big words, credentials, you know, when they say, I like this article. It's like, you see these on Yahoo. It's like, this person predicted the last, you know, crash in 2008, and now he says this. And so that is, you know, deferring to a higher authority. When they say, this person did this, so because he was right this one time, he must be right in everything he says in the future. And so they use that as well. So these are the kinds of things that you have to look out for, and that's why you should never take a stock tip from anybody. Now, is not taking a stock tip going to make you money? No, it's never going to make you money. But what it will do, guaranteed, is it will save you from losing money. I guarantee that, okay? And I got to say, you know, reading the comments on my videos, I see a lot of young people, and you know, they might be just starting out in the stock market and stuff, and so they don't know, and they're influenced from all kinds of angles and all kinds of influencers, and they're, you know, a lot of them are looking to get rich quick because they don't have a big pot of money, so they need to make hundreds of % on their stock for it to matter to them. If you only have 10 grand, even if a stock goes up 100%, you only make 10 grand. Right? That's not going to buy you the Lamborghini. So they want something that they could buy with 10 grand that's going to go to 10 million, you know, and that's why Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are so big with people, because it sells them the dream of, look what happened with Bitcoin. It could still happen to you if you buy this cryptocurrency that's now 10 cents, even if it goes up to only $10. That's 100 times your money or something like that. You know, they sell you the dream. So I see it in the comments of a lot of young people out there those comments, you know, it reminds me of me when I was their age, because yeah, I was looking for the same thing, the get rich quick stuff, and that's when online trading just started, and I had my Ameritrade account and my Daytech account and all of that stuff. So yeah, there was a lot of the same things going on back then, of people promoting stocks that they were getting paid for, pump and dumps, and chat rooms that were, they would buy a stock and then chat, you know, saying, hey, you should buy this stock, and people would buy it and they would sell off in the dump and all this stuff. So you really are at a disadvantage if you try to take a stock tip. It's never going to work out. And the only time somebody's going to have a real true stock tip for you is if they have insider information, which is illegal to trade on. And if somebody did have illegal information, they're not going to go give it to you to, you know, to get them caught if they're trading on it. Okay, so there is no reason somebody is going to give you a real bona fide stock tip if it's not in their interest to do so monetarily. So that's my video on why you should never take a stock tip from anybody. And I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. I hope you keep that thumbs up. But if you didn't like this video and you still want to get stock tips from Instagram or whatever, go ahead and take away that thumbs up and give me a thumbs down. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.